huge.
And realize just how far we've gone the other way. Realize what we've been speaking over ourselves. Realize what we've been thinking. Realize what we've been feeling. Realize who we've been putting our faith and hope and trust in. Ourselves.
Can't.
And the devil in his way.
Powerless.
When his way is death. We've taken his lust. Actually, we took his deception. Because as he was just saying, it's deception, lust, sin, death. First, in order to have that fleshly lust, you got to be deceived into thinking that you want that lust, that you want that feeling.
Wow.
So Satan will come.
That's messed up.
He will put a little pretty ribbon and bow and wrap it all up in a nice little package.
Because I was like,
and he'll send it to you.
I don't want
and
this thought.
He'll say, look at this.
But control.
And then you put your eyes on it.
Yep.
And guess what? When you put your eyes on it, guess what it does? It births lust. And then once you see, oh yummy. That's what the flesh says. Yummy.
That's what Eve. Control.
Oh yummy.
Oh,
that'll help me out.
I took the fruit.
That'll help me out. That'll make me better. That'll make me a better person.
Get me out of this quick. No way. No way.
So I'll just take a little bite.
To God.
There's nothing wrong with just a little bite.
Wow.
There's nothing wrong with just fulfilling a little bit of this lust. Okay, but boom, now you got lust.
Oh.
It's no longer deception. It's deception.
Good and evil now, because you're gonna have to.
Now the deception is at work in lust. And once you give into the lust, it gets sin.
Like the adultery.
And then
I felt
you're going to
pit.
be under compulsion. You're going to be under compulsion because that deception. And then it's going to be like, oh, there's the lust again. And boom, sin. And sin, and sin, and sin, and sin, and sin.
That's what happened in 5 years.
And it builds up, builds up, builds up, builds up, builds up.
Happened with the adultery.
Grows and grows and grows because you keep feeding it. When you keep feeding the spirit, what happens? It keeps growing, 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 maturing, maturing, maturing. Same with sin. It keeps maturing, 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 maturing. Death. Spirit, maturing, 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 maturing. Life. That's the difference. Two different ways. Life and death. Two different lusts. Two different desires. Flesh desires something totally different than the spirit. Spirit desires life. Flesh desires death. Because that's what it was born to do. It was born to go to death. Spirit was born to go to life. So if you follow spirit, you go to life. If you follow flesh, you go to death. Broad way. There's two ways.
Yep.
Fork in the road.
So hard.
Fork in the road. This one, oh, it's so big and vast and broad that, oh, it looks just so much easier to travel this road. Oh, I see this narrow. It's very hard. It's just so hard and narrow.
Yep.
Say
the beginning of it.
It's way harder to go down this road.
Yep.
It's so easy to go down the broad road. You don't have to do anything to go down the broad road. All you have to do is just start walking down the broad road.
Yep.
There's really nothing that you got to do because guess what? You're born on the broad road. You're born flesh. You're born flesh. The flesh is the broad road. That's why he said you got to be born again. Once you're born again, you start going down that narrow road. Because when we're in this world, we can actually see with our eyes and with all our senses. We see and feel, and that's why this road's so broad, because there's so many things that we see, feel, think, because we're already born in that. We're already born in the flesh, the sinful nature.
Yep.
We're already born in deception. Once you're born in flesh, you're already born in deception, which is lust, which goes to sin, which goes to death.
Yep.
That's why Jesus said you must be born again. Must be born in spirit. Because once you're born in spirit, spirit leads to life. Fork in the road. Broad, death. Broad road leads to death. Many there be that go by it. Many be that go down this road. Many are called to the narrow road, but few are chosen to actually go down the narrow road. Many come to the gate, but they see
we did
how
this in
hard
your
it
name.
is.
We did this. Yep.
They come and they hear that Jesus, oh, Jesus, yeah, he'll solve all my problems. He'll be the one to, be my savior. Oh, he's going to save me and bring me back to God.
Yep.
Yes, he does. But it is work. Yes, it is faith to believe in Jesus Christ and to start out into the life of faith and the life of spirit. But after that, it is work.
Just
You gotta
trusting
prove
Jesus.
faith is genuine.
Yep.
And once the devil sees your declaration for Christ, he's going to send all his arsenal at you. Why? Because he is the accuser, and he's the condemner, and he's the deceiver, and he is the adversary against everything that is God, everything that is life, because the devil is death. Devil has been death. Devil created death within himself. Devil created all evil within himself. He is the origin of evil. And then he brought it to man. First he brought it to angels, deceived them. They fell. Then man's in the garden. He deceives them. They fall. The fall. That's why it's called the fall. Because you got him as the top cherub covering God's throne. He was the highest ranking. And then boom, he fell. And what happened? He took angels in the fall. Boom. Man, lower than the angels. And then boom. And what's the lowest of the low? Death. The lowest created being is death. Death is a being. Death is it is a being, because it says death. It says death when it talks about the pale horse. Death follows. Hell follows. Death and hell are actually in this created world. They're actually created beings in some form or way. Everything that lives is everything that is in this whole circle of life that God created is a being in some way. It may be an inanimate object that doesn't move. It may just be a place that was created, but it's still in existence. So it's still got that being to it. It may never move or anything like that, but it's still a being. There's many things that God created. God created places for each of us. And those who don't put their faith and hope in Christ, their place is prepared because they're going with the devil and his angels. They're going to go with the devil and his angels because of the fact that they haven't took the way. Narrow way. Jesus. One way. That's why it's narrow. Jesus. You got to go through him. That's why it's called narrow. Because there's only one option to go that way. There's many options to go the broad way. There's many things that you can do to take that broad road to death. You can be a drunkard. You can be a prostitute. You can be a murderer. You can be a liar. You can be a coveter. You can be a greedy, prideful, arrogant, whatever kind of sinful person you are. Choose one of them options and you're guaranteed to go to death. But there's only one option to life, and that's Jesus. And you got to follow his way, his ways
His
of
word.
doing things. You got to go his way. If you're going to go the way of Jesus, you got to do it his way. Because he is the way. So he says, follow me. He says, follow me. When he called his disciples, he said, follow me. He didn't say, stay there and mend your nets. Stay there and keep on fishing. No, he said, you leave that and you follow me, because this life, the life that you're going to start living with me, it's going to take you dropping everything to follow. It's going to take you dropping all of it to follow me. Because you can't hold on to anything and follow me. You can't hold on to anything of this world and follow me. You're either going to follow him, drop everything that you have accumulated in this life to follow him.
Yep.
That's why he said, if you do not lose your life or your soul and everything that your soul loves that has been established since you've been on this little earth, since you've been on this little planet, since you've been in your little life, and you accumulated all this stuff that you think you really wanted, all these desires and lusts are not good for you. Not good for you. You really know deep down these desires and lusts and everything are not good for you. You hear about Jesus, and there's a little part of you that says, oh yeah, that is the way. And then the big part that is holding on with all your covetousness and all your idolatry and all your evil, wicked, lustful stuff that you have birthed into yourself by listening to the deception for so long, that is going to say, no, no, that flesh, that sinful nature that is full grown like man. You're a full grown man. You can walk, you can talk, you can do everything in this world because you're full grown. You're not a child no more. You're a man in this world now. A man in this world. You can do whatever you want in this world. I'm grown up. I'm a grown man. I don't have to go to school no more. I graduated. So I can, I can just work this job, make this money, and get all this stuff.
It's not worth it.
But what's that going to get you?
Not worth it.
Naked, you came in this world. Naked, you leave.
Yep.
You come in this world with nothing except the soul and the image of God that God gave you to bear when you came into this world. That's all you get, and that's all you leave with. You leave, you come as an image bearer, you leave as an image bearer. But how you bore the image is where you're going to spend your eternity. How you bore the image of God. You are an image of God. He said, let us make man in our image, in our likeness. We bear the image of God because God is a person just like us. He has 10 toes, he has 10 fingers, or maybe he has more. Who knows? But he does have fingers, he has toes, he has mind, he has eyes, he has ears, he has a mouth, he has a tongue. I mean, he has everything that we have. It's all.